I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love.
Hello friends, welcome to It's Cozy Here. I'm Chanel Benjamin. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am 34 weeks, and so I wanted to talk about like what has been happening and just how crazy it has been. I'll be going into 35 weeks tomorrow, but I wanted to give you an update on all the craziness and what is happening in this 34 week area. So 34 weeks, I started those Braxton Hicks prodromal labor, and it is just constant. And most doctors would say, oh, it probably happens around nighttime when you're tired. But no, mine are like all stinking day. Like I go for a walk, I'm contracting. I go to cook, I'm contracting. I mean, you name it, I'm contracting. I lay down, I'm contracting. And they are lasting anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes, and then that would be for like an hour. So like I'll be like 5 minutes every 5 minutes for like 2 hours. And I'm like, I know I'm not in labor because you just know when you're in labor. I think like sometimes I think that I don't, but like right at the end of my last son, I was like, we should probably go. And I think it was probably like 4 or 5 hours that I was contracting, and I was like, these are getting like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. And sure enough, I was like right there. So I'm just kind of thinking like, wow, I'm only 34 weeks. Now she is my most active baby, so she kicks all day long. I mean, you can see her pushing on my belly, moving. I'll show you a picture, a little video right here where she's just like poking out, and you can see that. And so she is just really ramped it up, and the Braxton Hicks are just really getting really strong. So last week I went to the doctor, and I thought my water had broken some because I felt like I was like leaking, and I had went to the bathroom first, and then like maybe 10 minutes later I felt like I was leaking. I was like, this is so weird. So I end up getting checked. What a nightmare. Like I would rather give birth than getting checked. Isn't it funny how we can like go through labor, give birth to like a 4 or 5 pound baby to 10 pounds, and we come out so strong. But gosh, those like checkups where they have to check you and everything's just so uncomfortable and so painful sometimes. So anyways, I went and I got checked. I'm not dilated. There was no leakage. My water is still there. But she did say baby is super low on my cervix, and that I am super low as well. So they want to sweep me at 39 weeks because I am 40 years old. So being 40 years old, and they don't want you to go over. So all of my babies are sweep me babies, and that means that they just go in, they do a little sweep. For me, it's like the very next day I'm in labor. So all of my boys did that. Excuse me. And even like a cough puts me, or a sneeze will put me into like a contraction. It's so crazy. So right now, last night I was contracting, I want to say every 3 minutes, and it was 3 hours. So then I took a nap. When I woke up, the contractions were so strong. So we like took everything, we packed the bag, and I'm like looking up online. You would think I've had 4 babies, I'm gonna say 8, 4 babies, and absolutely like I do not know, no joke. I was like, is this real? Is this fake? So we pack our bags, we get the car seat in. It was a trial run. We drive 25 minutes to the hospital, and I just tell my husband, the contractions have like literally slowed down. They are now 7 minutes apart.
Wow.
So I was like, I don't want to go in, I don't want to get checked, let's just wait in the parking lot. And sure enough, they went to like 16 minutes. I had nothing. I'm like, oh, what a fake out. Like she is just giving me like a hard time. So we go, my husband's like, let's get a boba. So I go and have a boba. Now I'm wondering if caffeine is like a trigger for any type of contraction, because I had an oolong tea boba, and there's not a lot of caffeine in it, but it does have some. So as soon as we got back home, I just started contracting again, and I'm like, great. So I take a shower, lay down, go to sleep, and then I swear, like in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., I wake up with like really strong contraction. I mean, it was so painful, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then went away, had no contractions. Woke up at 5 in the morning, same thing, happened twice. So I'm like, dude, my body is just like either faking out, preparing for labor. Now, if I place my hand on my pelvic bone, I can just feel her head. Like I can feel her wiggling. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, she really is low. So tomorrow is my 35 weeks, and I will have an ultrasound scan just to see like how much fluid is in there, how she's doing, how big she is. And so I am excited for that. I just don't think I'm progressing. I just really think she is just so active that she is literally putting me in to these false contractions or false labor. And so I ended up watching this one YouTube channel, and this, oh gosh, I should have like written down her name so I could give it to you guys so you should watch it. But she had prodromal labor. She this was her 4th baby. She thought, oh my goodness, this is it, you know, all the time with her other kids. So she was like, no, I'm fine. Well, her water ends up breaking, which is a clear sign. So I'm like, okay, well, if my water breaks, then I know we really have to go. So I keep telling my husband, because I keep looking up online, like, does my water have to break? Does my mucus plug have to come out? And again, you think I would know this, being this is my 4th baby, but no, I don't. So when I'm watching her, I'm like, oh, okay, well, her water broke. Obviously she went to the hospital. She had her baby like within like 7 minutes, no joke. And her husband was like, hey guys, you need to do something like right now, because she's about to like give birth. And they kind of like, you could tell doctors and nurses are like really desensitized. Like we come in and we're like freaking out. Some people it's like true labor, and then other people it's like not. So I don't think doctors and nurses get like super excited, like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening, because it probably like in their career they've experienced like, okay, let's jump to it, we're gonna have this baby, and then it's like fake. So I could see like from a nurse's standpoint or doctor's standpoint, but they were like really calm. But she was like in that grunting stage where she's like, you know, like she was ready to push. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be me. Like my baby's been psyching me out this whole time. I'm probably gonna have a baby in the bed. Like that's it. Like I don't know when but anyways. So she goes in, they're like literally asking her questions, and she's like about to push the baby out. Her underwear and her pants are still on. So one of the nurses are like, can I pull your pants down? And her husband's like, yes, because she couldn't even think, because she's like, oh, you could tell she was just like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? So they pulled down her pants, and they didn't have their gloves on. Like I'm telling you, nobody believed her. And I used to work as a patient care technician in Bay State Hospital, so I kind of like have an idea of how desensitized nurses and doctors are. And I always thought it was kind of weird. Like going in, I was not desensitized. I'm like, oh my goodness, like these people are in comas, these people are gunshot wounds, these people are like cut wide open. We've got like chest tubes. Like I was like almost traumatized. I mean, I'm bagging up dead bodies, and they're just like, it's nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like freaking out. So I can see why doctors and nurses get desensitized. They like see this every day. I never got desensitized. I did it for about 2 or 3 years. But even now, like the sight of blood, I'm just like, I'm gonna pass out. But so anyways, let's get back to the story. So she ends up, like her husband's like, well, I don't care, like I'll catch the baby's head. So he like slides his hand in there. And then of course, you know, all the nurses get it, but she literally had that baby like so quick. And that's why I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm 34 weeks going on to 35. Even if she came now, would be okay. This is my 4th baby. So everybody's like, Chanel, this is gonna go fast for you. but you just never know. Like, you just don't know what happens. I mean, I've seen videos where people are just like having a great, they're like, yeah, we're going in for labor, oh my gosh, and they're so excited, and then all of a sudden it goes like way downhill. Next thing you know, they're getting a C-section, and you're like, what happened? So you just never know what's gonna happen, but like, listen to your body. So I've been walking. I walk like a mile or two every single day, but I do rest a lot. I do lay down, and then I swap sides. I'll sit, I'll clean a little bit. So I am keeping busy, but I just noticed, like, we are 34 weeks going on 35, and these Braxton Hicks are getting really strong. They are right there. So I am not gonna try the midwives brew because I'm only 35 weeks, but I did see some videos on the midwives brew and see that a lot of people have gone into labor, which is really cool. Like, if I was like 38, 39 and they were talking about induction and things like that, I probably would do that. So I just wanted to do a quick 34-week update video. Tomorrow is 35. If I can get any footage of like what is happening in the room or anything like that, I will. Truly, I don't know how people like record themselves, because last night I just couldn't even think to like pick up my camera because I was contracting, all the chaos, and I don't know, I guess if I had like somebody else with me and they were like, oh, let's record this, you know, I might, but I literally could not wrap my brain around like, is this happening? And then I started crying. I was like literally crying, like, oh my gosh, she's coming. And I always make fun of people when they're crying. I'm like, why are you crying? And then last night I was crying. I was like, yeah, that's what I get. I guess it's just like an emotional time. I'm leaving 3 boys at home to go give birth. So to me, that's like really heavy on me. And I wish they could like be with me, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if the hospital would let them. I don't even know if they would want to see that, because they worry about me a lot. We were like heading there, and my son's like, Mommy, are you okay? And I just felt so bad. I'm like, yes, I'm okay. Like, we're fine. I sent him a little picture, and I'll put it here so you can see. We're just like waiting in the car. But anyways, that's my 34-week update. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, which will be 35 weeks. Again, if I can get some of those scans in, I'll show you, and we'll talk about what is happening and what is going on 35 weeks. I've been eating fairly healthy, chicken, steak. I've been making my own meals. I don't really eat out a lot. Although I did have a pizza. I had a friend tell me that when you eat like greasy foods or spicy foods, it makes you contract more. I don't know how true that is. But yesterday in the morning I did have like a pizza. It was so good. Usually I eat really healthy. I try. And also, so I'm 162, so we're 34 weeks, 162. So I'll let you guys know how much I weighed. I started this pregnancy at 130. So I am gaining basically like a pound a week, which they say is good. I have a friend, she's only gained probably like 20 pounds in her pregnancy. That's okay, we're not comparing. But I know my body's like holding a lot. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video for 35 weeks, and keep me in your prayers. I'm very excited. Can't wait to see my first baby girl. All right guys, bye.